Buffalo Bills game day. It's finally here. We made it. Week 1 of the NFL season. It's your boy Wake here. We got Kevin, we got Ty B, and we got the newest addition to the Crowd Assist podcast for the pregame show, Mark Beachy. It's going to be a great show here. But first, I do have to remind you all, this show is brought to you, as always, by Picasso's Pizza. I got pizza that they shipped me all the way from Western New York upstairs that I'm throwing in the oven after this. And I am so excited to eat some Buffalo pizza. No longer do I have to go run into John Voight at a Brooklyn pizza joint just to get the slice I want. Fuck that guy, all right? I'm so hyped up because I got Bills football and I got Picasso's pizza. Make them a part of your game day traditions. If you act fast, you might be able to get it by halftime. Okay? So let's all relax. Let's all compose ourselves. It's a game day. Guys, how you doing? How excited are you?
There's no composure on game day. I'm losing it already. I hear them going nuts in the barn here in Clarence. I'm ready. As soon as we get off here, I'm running through that door. I'm finding myself a good spot at the round table for Maniac and I. Our live updates throughout. I'm ready to lose it. We got a New York Times photographer, reporter here coming to
Huge.
cover it. It's going to be electric. I don't know about you, but I'm so ready for Bills football.
Kevin, how are you doing over there?
Doing good. Just going dissecting through some information here on my end, and I guess wildly disappointed to see the development of some of our rookies. So we'll stay with that.
Mark, how's your first show here? It's nice to have you on. It's been a while since we've talked. How's it going for you?
Yeah, man. It's going well. I'm pretty pumped. Just waiting for this to start, man, so I can shotgun a couple beers in my apartment because I don't care.
God bless. God bless. Love to hear it. There's been a lot of chatter on Twitter the last couple days, and this is where I think we could start the show, of what a good Bills win will look like. And, leading the charge on that has been Nate Geary and has been Maniac. So, Maniac, when we put out our Bills graphic later for the guys who were putting picks in, he's the only one picking the Jets to cover the spread. So, Mark, we'll start with you. What does a good Bills win look like for you this week? Are there style points, moral victories? What are you feeling?
I would say fluidity on offense.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Zach Moss used early as well as Diggs, of course. It's they're gonna run the ball mostly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to see fluidity. I want to see improvement from Josh Allen as well when he hits like some of those deep balls. Because once again, there's talk all through training camp that the deep ball looks better, but we'll see. Defensive wise too, I'm really interested in this defensive line to see how much of an upgrade they are from last year.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I'll start it there.
All right, Kevin, maybe you can start talking about some of the inactives and how that could kind of play into, what we could see for a good Bills win and what that could look like.
Yeah, so they went interesting. They went pass heavy here.
Yeah.
So they're playing with Reggie Gilliam over Lee Smith. They're playing what looks to be an extra defensive end that's going to be playing special teams in Daryl Johnson over A.J. Epinesa, and Vernon Butler's injury was more serious than the Bills let on, as he's inactive as well. So Justin Zimmer's up. A lot of people are like, well, Justin Zimmer's a true nose tackle in this situation. I'm like, yeah, but he's a fourth defensive tackle, didn't even make the roster. Your second round pick should be active. His versatility should be able to play here. So there's some questions there. Did he fall in the draft for a reason? Was he not ready? Was he out of shape? Etc. Nothing's coming out on that, so that's kind of disappointing. Everyone's like, well, it's a short in camp here, but Zach Moss has taken a prominent role. Gabe Davis has taken a prominent role and is just as deep of a receiver room as defensive line is. And then you have Tyler Bass beat out Stephen Hauschka with a limited and no preseason kicks. So I don't want to hear about like the preseason being limited. It's disappointing to see your second round pick not be able to crack the active lineup, not looking for 7 sacks.
Yeah.
Not be able to crack the active game day lineup. So I think that's an interesting talking point, and one that I think we'll hear a lot now post game and going into the pre week 2 chats, as I'm going to imagine some reporters are going to be all over that point. So the official inactives are A.J. Epinesa, Vernon Butler, Lee Smith, Jake Fromm. So Jake was never going to suit up there either.
No,
so nothing to talk about on that. So that's the list of not playing guys.
God, Ty, what do you make of AJ Epinesa not being active? Because this is kind of the first time I can say that I'm disappointed in the way that they've brought up young talent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Maniac owes some people some money. I think he put out a tweet earlier this week saying, if you retweet
I
this,
forgot
and
about
Epinesa's
that.
inactive, I'll pay you $50 or something like that. So it looks like we're going to be having to give away some free money early on here from our spot here
Really?
in Clarence. But it's just very interesting to me because you've seen young guys come in here and play right away. I mean, Ed Oliver sort of had a slower progression into the defense, so I don't necessarily take it with too much salt, I guess. You'd like him to be in the active lineup. You want him to contribute right away. But if you look at some of the additions they made in the offseason, they look to bolster that defensive line outside of the draft as well. So you bring in some legitimate talent, some guys who've started around the league. I think, it's going to be a progression for him. He's not necessarily the fastest defensive end either.
That's true.
I'd like to see him out there, but I'm not going to be too upset about it in week 1. We'll see how it goes, once you get to week 3, week 4, when we get into the nitty gritty, some of these more important games.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember when I was like in the basement here and we drafted him, I was super hyped up. I was excited to see him, and if there's ever a team that we could say he has the opportunity to make his mark on against, it'd probably be the New York Jets. They're starting Mekhi Becton, the rookie, and their offensive line is just not looking really good. And maybe this is how we can kind of transition into our personal keys to the game here. And what mine would be is getting at that awful offensive line early. It looks like the weather's going to be kind of bad to start out the game. So if the Jets start out with the ball, they're obviously going to try to run the ball as opposed to passing it on the secondary, especially with the receivers they have. So taking advantage of the matchups. I think when Kevin and I had Ty Rauch from Let's Talk Jets, he said that it looks like it'll be Jerry Hughes on Mekhi Becton, and that is just a matchup that is completely in the Bills' favor. So exploiting him and exploiting that entire offensive line is going to be huge for me. Kevin, I'll pass it to you. What's something that you're looking for the Bills to capitalize on here in Week 1?
I think they need to capitalize on getting after the Jets early. They need to capitalize on stopping the run. They need to stack the box. They need to let Perryman beat them. It's not going to happen. So you put Trey White on Perryman, one-on-one coverage out there. The rest of the unit is Chris Hogan. You're not going to see too much there.
Yeah.
You can allow Levi Wallace to play him one-on-one. If there's any issues at all, you can give him help. I don't anticipate that. I would anticipate more issues coming from the slot with Jamison Crowder against our nickel cornerback in Johnson. So I think you might shade a little bit of safety help there. He's their prominent player on offense. So you're going to stack the box and you're going to watch Crowder a little bit. You can trust Trey White on the outside. I don't think you can trust anything from Chris Hogan. So that's really where your matchup's going to be. Cloud the middle, make sure that Taron Johnson is protected on all sides, and then you're going to exploit that. So you're going to play really, stack the box. You're going to stop their run. You're going to stop anything they have going. This Frank Gore combination they think they're going to use as well. Those are the kind of the ways that you get after it early and make them commit a turnover. Make Sam Darnold see ghosts. Make him throw the ball. Make him put it in the air.
Making Halloween come early this year.
Their offensive line is starting a true rookie in Mekhi Becton, and a mishmash offensive line in general.
Yeah.
You got to get after that early. You can't just let them sit back there and be comfortable, as they'll get more comfortable as the game goes on. So got to play it a little bit differently than Week 1 last year, where maybe the Jets were technically like a tad bit ahead of the Bills at this time last year, Week 1. But the Bills came back. You can't let that happen this week. Bills are much more ahead. You got to be more aggressive. You got to exploit the fact that they can only run the ball right now, and trust Trey White to lock down Perriman. So Brashad Perriman. So that's no. Speaking on that, no Denzel Mims. It's bleak there. So you need to get it to them early, not let them hang around for 3 and 4 quarters.
Mark, pass it on to you. Anything else that you're looking for the Bills to capitalize on here? Specific matchups, specific area of the ball?
Offensively, I want to see us go right at that defense. They don't have Adams anymore. C.J. Mosley isn't there, right, due to opting out from COVID. I want to see the running game, right away. Zach Moss, Devin Singletary start gashing the defense. Their secondary is just depleted. Like, their corners, they're not that good. I mean, last year they were bottom of the pack in the NFL, rank-wise. I would like to see the ball rolling. with Zach Moss and Singletary. And then, sprinkling a little bit of those Diggs plays, get everyone excited, Allen
Mm-hmm.
to Diggs, see what we can do there. And yeah, I think it just starts with running that rock.
Mm-hmm. All right, Ty, pass it on to you. Keys to the game from your end.
Yeah, I think establishing the run is going to be key. When you look at what's going on with that Jets defense, they're going to have some holes, especially up in the middle. You talked about C.J. Mosley. They're also have one of their starting linebackers injured as well, and Marcus May's been dealing with that calf and foot injury, I believe. So I think you're going to be able to run it up the middle, and you're going to be able to attack the seams with the play action. I think Dawson Knox may have a real big breakout game here because of the role that he could play in breaking those seams wide open. And if you're able to do that, you should be able to have Diggs get to the boundaries on the outside and extend the field. And you'll be able to get one or two over the top, I think, on this defense with what they're doing if you're able to establish that run early. With the weather that's happening right now, it looks like rain into maybe around 2 o'clock, into the 2 o'clock hour, then it's going to fade away.
Mm-hmm.
No more rain in the forecast then for the rest of the game. Showers later, that won't matter. So I think getting on them early, as Kev said, let's get out with some tempo on that offense, get on them, keep the defense in those short little stints out there. I don't think Darnold's going to sustain a big drive early on. If you can stop that, I think you can get on them real early, get on that throttle, and you can keep going and not let up, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like me personally, I'm in like 10 fantasy leagues this year, and I feel like in half of them, I'm running the Bills defense this week. So, I feel really good about, the way that the defense can hold them back. And, to the debate that's been going on about whether we should win by 30, whether we should win by 2, or whether or not we should care, like, yeah, we should absolutely care. Like I'm usually Maniac and I are on the same wavelength with a lot of arguments on Twitter. But this is a really bad Jets team. It's a really bad coach, and it's if we were to win this game by 3 points, I'm not going to say I would like throw up the caution flags, but I would definitely not be as excited for week 2 as I would want to be. Kevin, do you think there's anything to just stomping the Jets as opposed to beating them on a good fourth quarter drive?
I think the question there was from Maniac, and I disagree with Maniac all the time too. But on this one, I actually am on the opposite. I agree with Maniac on this one, to where
Really?
I'm saying if you're going to guarantee me a win in the NFL against professional athletes, I'm taking the button, whether it's basketball, baseball, whether I don't care if the Yankees are playing the Jays and you're going to give me a free win, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the button any day of the week, no matter who's better, because it's a win. And it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this isn't a little league soccer tournament. Point differential doesn't matter. I'm taking the win, and we're going to improve on that. We're going to stack W's. We're going to put it in the column, and we're going to move on. Sure, am I happy? That's a different argument. Am I happy they won by 2? No. Am I going to take it and press that button right now at 12:05? I'm going to press the button. I'm going to take the W, and I'm going to get rid of all the unknowns of this specific season, more or less. I'm going to take that win, put it in the column, and not have to worry about the Jets at home again. So I'm going to do that and hopefully stack wins and get better off that performance. And we put stuff on tape that wasn't good in this scenario of we're only winning by 1, and we're going to get better at it. So, hopefully we're going to have some more tape on the Dolphins, whatever. I'm taking a win all day. I'm with Maniac on this one. I'm hitting the button, taking 17-16 or whatever he said, and I'm going to move on and play a little bit better at the Dolphins game.
See, I feel a little bit different because I'm going to be watching it with 2 Long Islanders, so I really want us to stomp their teeth.
You got a little bit more passion going on.
Yeah, don't want to fight with the future in-laws, I guess, too much, but Mark, how do you feel about that?
Like I said, to me, it's almost like you relate to college football. Those big teams play their opening games against someone weaker to get their confidence going. I believe that can translate with this Jets game too. It's a weaker team. If we could get everything going, running game, going well. Allen looks good, passing the ball. Defense is just absolutely scaring Darnold. Make him beat our elite secondary. Like I just think the Bills, okay, it's a good start, good confidence builder here, and like he said, get extra tape on the other teams. I'm not too worried on this game. It's a W, and then like he said as well, just watch the film, see what could have been corrected, and take it on to week 2.
Ty, close out this here. What side do you lay on here?
Yeah, for me, I'm a bit of a gambling man, so
You don't say.
press the button and give me the win. I want to see them run the score up. I want to see them making Jets fans cry. I want to see Adam Gase's crazy eyes in the press conference trying to figure out how to explain another blowout loss and why he should still be their coach because he is garbage. I think the Bills should roll them. I'm a little worried only because so much of the public's money is on the Bills right now. A few of those Vegas casinos, their biggest need right now is the Jets. So I'm a little bit worried about that spread at 6.5. Like, do they think it's going to? Well, they'd very much like it to be a close game. But we've seen in week one in years past where Vegas will give out a little bit of free money for everyone to hook them in for the rest of the season.
True.
Where they're going to take it away. So put all your money in now on the Bills. I'd love them at -2.5. If you can slide that line a little bit, parlay it with something else, a lot of free money on that one.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And, kind of on that note, we're going to go around the NFL, going to look at the other games happening across the league. No in-depth analysis or anything, just going to pick the games here just to round out the show, and then we'll end picking, our scores for the Jets and Bills. Going to start with the Colts and the Jaguars. This is a weird game, in my opinion. I think the Jaguars are just such a bad team, but Gardner Minshew is the new Ryan Fitzpatrick. I would say the Colts take an easy dub here, though. We'll go me, Kevin, Mark, Ty, like we have the whole show. So Kevin.
No arguments. Yeah, I got the Colts on this one.
Mark? And Ty, anything, Minshew magic here?
Colts have some issues with injuries right now that they're going to have to deal with. It might end up being a little bit closer than people think. I don't know if it's going to be a runaway win, but I do like the Colts getting the win.
All right, Raiders-Panthers. This one, people have been talking the Panthers as a team that's supposed to be awful. I don't think that this game is a guaranteed win for the Raiders by any stretch. I think it could be a really high-scoring game. Call me crazy. I think the Panthers ink out a win here.
I don't see it. Yeah, I got a Panthers loss in this one.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't see them taking this one. They might need a couple weeks to get going. McCaffrey's there, but maybe it'll be close, pretty close. I can say that, but no, I got a Panthers loss in that one.
All right.
So we'll see. They'll be scarier later in the year, though.
Yeah, a lot of offensive firepower. Mark, Panthers, Raiders.
I'm taking the Raiders. Josh Jacobs, he's going to get going. And, I mean, you can rely on McCaffrey the whole game for Carolina, but, how is Bridgewater now with this team, offense, and these receivers?
Yeah, I do like Bridgewater, so.
Well, that's my worry is, how is he going to step into this new offense after not getting much playing time over the past few seasons? Not a ton, at least. He's stepped in a little bit. But I don't think he's going to step right in and flourish without the preseason, without that extra added time to get comfortable with his players. I think Henry Ruggs might have a big game.
Could have a big game. Big coming out party for Henry Ruggs. We might see that. Seattle, Atlanta. This game is this is probably one of the more exciting games on the slate for Week 1. I personally, I love Russell Wilson. My friends think I hate Russell Wilson because I honestly didn't think he was going to be great coming out of school. So, they're going to love that I'm playing into that stereotype. But I think Atlanta comes out with a win here. I think that, just between Julio, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst is going to get going in that offense. And, Seattle's always been bad against tight ends. I'm taking Atlanta.
Man, you guys gotta keep track of this, by the way.
Yeah, I'll start writing this shit down.
You can drive them out later.
Yeah.
I got Seattle. I'm just Russell Wilson's too good. I don't see a week one. I don't see them starting on the Schneid 0-1. I like that roster a lot. I'm gonna go at least for now. We're going 1-0 Seattle.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going with Seattle on that one. It's Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf. We'll see how he is in year 2. Lockett, Carson, and then we'll see if Greg Olsen gets some action today.
Dude's older than dirt. Yeah, he is, but he's older than dirt.
Oh, man. That'd be awesome.
Ty, round this one out.
I'm a big Russell Wilson guy. Was a fan of him at NC State even before going to Wisconsin and joining the NFL. Got a Russell Wilson jersey before Week 1 that year.
Wow.
But not so fast, Russell Wilson. I think this Atlanta defense is very good. A lot of very athletic, fast defenders who can get all over the field. They're going to make it hell for him, I think, when he's trying to move around in the pocket. I think it's going to be a very close game, but the Falcons just eke one out here. They're a sneaky team to watch in that NFC South.
And, more NFC teams that we might want to be watching, because the NFC North is kind of, it's a weird division. There's no real, clue as to who's going to come out on top in it. First, we got two matchups within that division this week, Chicago and Detroit. I'm taking Detroit all day. Matthew Stafford, he was in line for a great year last year. I think he's going to continue that. And, I don't know. Are they without Kenny Galladay? I can't remember. I think they might be. But either way.
He's out.
Yeah, but, they got three decent running backs with, DeAndre Swift, Kerryon Johnson, Adrian Peterson. They'll be able to distribute that a lot. And Marvin Jones is, he and Matthew Stafford have some rapport. So I'm going to take Detroit by a small margin this week.
I'm gonna go Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Detroit team's beat up. They're also, I don't know what's going to. Kerryon Johnson's coming off an injury. DeAndre Swift's hurt. I don't see it. I don't think their team's very good. I think the Bears are going to come out, and Mitchell Trubisky's going to at least keep his job for a week or two.
True.
For Bears, like Montgomery's healthy. He's good when he's healthy.
Thank God for my guillotine league team.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going Bears in this one. Just I think it is truly a toss up, but I don't like those major injuries out of Detroit.
Mark, how about you?
I'm going with Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy Matt Stafford here. He's a gunslinger. I like those receivers. Yeah, the running game is kind of but I mean, if you have a healthy Matt Stafford, I think he does it. And like the Chicago defense, I mean, a couple years ago it was insane, and it declined last year. And I'm just picking Detroit on this one.
True.
Little Matt, baby.
I'm riding with Detroit as well. I think they're a sneaky pick to maybe win that NFC North, because I think those teams are going to beat up on each other a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you win some of those interdivisional games, I think you can get ahead. I like them. I think they're the least favorited team to win that NFC North. Some juice on that if you can get that in time.
And then back in the NFC North, Green Bay at Minnesota. That Minnesota defense isn't as good as it was before. I'm taking Green Bay all day. Aaron Jones is going to have a good day. Devontae Adams is going to have a great day. And Aaron Rodgers is going to, silence the guys that are saying that he's washed up, which he might be, but, that conversation will hold off for another week.
I don't think Green Bay has the weapons. I think Minnesota's good enough. They didn't address the receiver. They had a tremendous offseason. They're rolling with Martellus Valdez-Scantling, Alan Lazard, some guys that didn't get it done last year for them at the key times. I think they could be sneaky, and I do have them in the playoffs. I do have them losing though to Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins. I like Justin Jefferson a lot. I like Adam Thielen a lot. Minnesota defense will be good enough. I think they're going to get the job done, and they're going to start hearing some grumblings in Green Bay. And I think it'll take some grumblings to get to the level of Rodgers needing to start prove it. Usually it's not on week one, though. So I'm going to go with Minnesota in this one. I've got some beats out of there that I think that team's going to be pretty decent.
All right. Mark, over to you.
Going Green Bay on this one. Like you said, Minnesota, they lost some key players on that defense. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. You got Aaron Jones. Just feed that man at least 20, I'll say 23 times-ish, I mean, with him, Rodgers doesn't necessarily have to throw as much because he's there, and you also have that rookie there, too, from Boston College, that running back. I'd like to see him a little bit, too. I don't know if he's start or scratch or not. But,
yeah, I think he's the direct backup. I think he overtook Jamal Williams.
I'm going Green Bay on this one, man.
All right, Ty?
Panic if you're a Green Bay fan. We're taking a step back. I don't have them in the playoffs this year. I think the Vikings get this one done pretty easily.
All right, this next one. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm too excited. It's a little more exciting. We got Miami and New England. I think Miami covers the spread. I think I saw it was like 6.5 or so. New England's favored by. Don't think Miami wins, but I think they're going to cover the spread. They're going to hold Cam Newton in check. They got a great secondary. It's going to be a low-scoring game, and New England's going to win.
I got New England. I got it to the point where everyone's going to be, see, they're fine. But right now, I got New England week one. You're right, though. I think Miami could at least backdoor into that. If not, it's a close game the whole way. Maybe New England wins on a Bill Belichick field goal or plays it right at the end.
Yeah.
But I got New England winning, and we're going to have a lot of they're okay type of talk. But there's a lot of new parts in Miami. They revamped like literally every position.
Yeah, true.
gonna go with New England on that one.
Mhm.
The Cam Newton's gonna be finding that offense. I know that defense. They lost a lot of people opting out from COVID, but I think Belichick has them hunkered down, and they'll be fine. New England.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ty. Mhm.
Belichick doesn't care how he wins. If it's 1 point, 30 points, he doesn't care. That's why you shouldn't care. The Patriots are going to win.
All right, next up, Philadelphia, Washington. Guys, I'm worried about the Eagles. I'm not gonna lie. That defense isn't great. You know, they added Darius Slay, but still, they were starting. Like, remember when we had to start Isaiah McKenzie at corner, or he had to go in at corner the one year? That's what they were doing all year last year, basically. And I don't think one guy on defense fixed that. Carson Wentz is banged up. The offensive line is banged up. They're without Miles Sanders. I think Washington could
Lane
actually
Johnson,
start 0-0 or 1-0. Yeah. Kevin, over to you.
It's a tough one because I had Philly. I just don't think Washington's very good. I don't like Dwayne Haskins at all.
Mm-hmm.
This is really hard for me because I don't have a conviction on it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go Philadelphia.
Okay.
But not because I think they're good.
Not by any means.
I mean, they don't have a running game in Washington. They don't have anything in Washington.
Mhm.
They have Terry McLaurin. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Steven Sims, I guess they're kind of excited about as a rookie. But yeah.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
I can't pick against. I think Philadelphia gets it done. They do have still, they still have enough talent with, with Ertz and Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
They'll push Deshaun Jackson and Jalen Reagor. Their defense is still okay, but you're right. They have some major issues in the secondary. Really, the only player Slay there.
Yeah.
They're going to roll with that. Nikhil Roby-Cole and Avonte Maddox combo. It's just not good enough.
No.
I'll be picking against them plenty, seeing how this thing goes, especially without Miles Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what Boston Scott can do, but I got Philly, but I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, I gotta go with Philly on this one. Washington, running backs non-existent, Warren, but that's about it. Like you said, I'm gonna say the Washington's defense. I'm gonna say look out a little bit for them. A lot of people are, they're not thinking they're gonna be anything this year, but I think they're gonna be a lot better than a lot of people think.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you on that, and because of that, I'm going with the Washington football team getting the win on the upset. I think they're about 5.5-point underdogs. I like them winning outright today.
Mm-hmm.
I do not trust the Eagles. That offensive line being banged up. Lane Johnson dealing with injuries. Even if he does play, I believe it's an ankle injury. That's going to slow him down a lot, especially on his kickbacks and pass blocking. And when Wentz is moving around, and when he's off balance, he really struggles. I like Washington.
Redskins. God. Name a guy
The
in their
Washington football team.
Okay,
The
sorry.
Washington football team.
Sorry.
They are the football team.
The football team. Can you please name a guy besides Jonathan Allen or Chase Young on that defense?
No, I was going to say Chase Young 11 times.
I'll let you pick him.
Ronald Darby.
Ronald Darby?
He didn't know. It wasn't you. You didn't pick him, did you? Oh, you might.
Yeah, I
It was
did.
a tie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Yeah. Moving on.
Name a linebacker on that roster, Ty.
London Fletcher.
Exactly.
Right.
Moving on.
Some teams with a few more, star names out there. Cleveland and Baltimore. Baltimore is a big favorite, -8. I don't know if they'll win by 8, but I don't see a world where Cleveland comes. I don't see a world where Cleveland wins. It's Baltimore all day.
Yeah. No, nothing to elaborate much on that. I agree.
Yeah. Mark, Ty, yep.
Sorry,
Easy stuff.
Isaiah, everyone at Panini's. Cleveland starting 0-1.
We got LA Chargers and Cincinnati. Look, I listen to so many fantasy guys, national analysts and everything. I don't know how people can forget what Tyrod Taylor looked like in Cleveland and what he looked like in Buffalo. I don't know how people... Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how people think Tyrod is going to support Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, Mike Williams. That defense, they lost Derwin James. I think Joe Burrow could come out and win his first NFL start. I'm taking Cincinnati, and I'm not really, considering anything else. Yeah.
Wow.
I got the Chargers. I got the Chargers. I think Tyrod can get enough done. I like Austin Eckler a lot. I like Justin Jackson behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I like the receivers, Keenan Allen. I like Mike Williams. After saying he wasn't going to play, he's going to play.
He is, yeah.
The defense is good. I've seen it in person many times. I don't think Burrow gets it done on his first day. There's the receiver combination hasn't been great. Higgins has been a bust so far.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Green, we'll see what he is. Never liked Mixon. Their defense needed to be rebuilt. I got the Chargers in this one.
Mark?
I think it's going to be a welcome to the NFL rookie moment for Joe Burrow, man.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot of Bosa, legit. That defense is still stacked. You got that young linebacker, Murray from Oklahoma.
Yep.
I just
all over the place.
Unlike the football team, you're allowed to use the defense in this discussion.
Yeah, no, I'd like the Chargers in this one. It's going to be tough for Joe Burrow to get going right away. Obviously, he had a great season at LSU, but let's see what he can do against a real NFL defense that's legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to have his best day. I think he'll look okay. He's going to struggle early on. Might figure some things out as the game goes on. But I do like the Chargers.
He did lose Darwin James. That might hurt him going
That's
forward.
I think Joe Burrow could not light him up, but I think he could have like
Casey Hayward are going to shut down anything.
How's the
That's
Bengals
true.
offensive line? Do they still have like everybody from last year? Do they add anybody?
I don't know. I know they got a St. Francis former quarterback backing up Joe Burrow, but that's all he got. Shout out Jake Dalagala.
Is healthy
Mhm.
this year. He
That's true.
Played all last year, so it's like adding another first-round pick on your offensive line. But I think that was the
It
only
still
big
starts
move
Bobby
there,
Hart.
So I don't. Yeah.
They still start Bobby Hart, one of the worst right tackles in the league.
That's
Xavier
true.
Ciofilo is terrible. Trey Hopkins is not a good center. Michael Jordan, his name's Michael Jordan. Nothing special
about
there.
it.
But yeah, you're right. No, Jonah Williams probably, if he plays well, has a slight shot to be terrible.
And moving on, we got Tampa, New Orleans, probably the biggest game of the week. You know, I guess Mike Evans, it looks like he's going to play, but, you know, that hamstring injury, I don't really feel good trusting it. Plus, you know, Brady, I've been saying this all offseason. He wasn't great throwing down the field last year. So, you know, Mike Evans' injury on top of Brady not being able to hit downfield as well, I think New Orleans wins, and I don't think it'll be too much of a competition. I think it'll be a sobering moment for Brady.
Unlike the Patriots that are going to sneak away with this, there's going to be talk that are the Bucs actually good.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go with New Orleans. Kamara's $75 million deal.
Oh, yeah. He wants to show that he's worth it. Mm-hmm.
Jared Cook, Manny Sanders, way too much there.
Yeah.
The defense is very good.
Very good.
Not even a question.
Yeah. Mark?
Yep, New Orleans on this one, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's too. And I'm curious to see how Emmanuel Sanders does in this offense. I think he's going to have a pretty good year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as a number 4 option there, that's a great number 4 option to have really in your offense. Maybe 3.5. Him and Jared Cook might see similar targets. Ty, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, who that said they're gonna beat them Saints? The Bucs ain't gonna beat them Saints.
Hell yeah, let's go. Arizona at San Francisco. As a Kyler Murray fantasy owner, I'm nervous. I think San Francisco's coming out with a win here. I think they're gonna make people like me nervous about taking Kyler in the 8th round.
Yeah, I got San Fran out. I think there's too much talk out of Arizona right now. I don't like their defense at all.
No.
They got Isaiah Simmons in the first. Jordan Phillips was overpaid. I don't like anything. That defense is horrible. Arizona's going to be able to score and beat some teams. Got them at 8-8. So it's a good improvement for them as they keep growing. But defense sucks. It's not good. I can't pick against San Fran. A really great defense and a team that's growing. Yeah, simple, straight up, San Fran.
All right. Mark, over to you.
Go with San Fran on this one. I think the Cardinals are hyped up a little too much this year. Maybe next year they get a couple more pieces. They'll be like, all right, legit. And that defense, we're going 49ers on this one, man.
All right, Ty, round this one out.
Leo Baker, Patrick Peterson, Jamie Collins, Isaiah Simmons.
He's naming defensive players, Kevin. You know where it's going.
I like the Cardinals this year to win a bunch of games in that division, but I don't think they get over in week 1. I'm going to go with the 49ers, but it's going to be close.
Moving into Sunday night, Dallas at the Rams. I don't know how Dallas is only favored by 3. I think they could win by 2 touchdowns, and that's kind of what I expect to happen.
Awesome offense. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I love their backup running backs like Pollard. I like everything about that team. I think they have depth, good receivers, good. I'm a big Michael Gallup fan, although he is just a deep threat. Some weird numbers around Michael Gallup for fantasy owners out there.
Yeah.
Talk about an overrated player, but I do like him in that offense. But good offensive line, good team, serviceable defense. Yeah, you're right. I think they cover easy.
All right, Mark?
Yeah, Dallas on this one. That offense is loaded.
Ty?
Yeah, I'd like the boys to win the the NFC East this year, and I'd like them to win big Sunday night.
All right, moving into Monday night. We got a nice doubleheader tomorrow, even though I'm not sure how excited people will be to watch either of these games. We got Pittsburgh at New York. It's going to be the first time Daniel Jones has had all of his offensive weapons healthy at the same time, which is interesting. But, that Pittsburgh defense is probably the most talented defense in the NFL. It's not going to be close. I think Danny Dimes is going to come out struggling. It's going to be a Pittsburgh win.
Pittsburgh defense has always had offense. Danny Dimes got some play. Maybe he's going to surprise us later in the season. It's possible. He did last year.
Yeah.
But I got Pittsburgh in this one. There's that defense we saw. It's very good. And especially early in a year when you don't have a scheme. It's Pittsburgh all the way, and I think it's going to be sloppy. But I got Pittsburgh 21-7.
21-7. All right, Mark.
Yeah, we're going Pittsburgh on this one. That defense is insane. I think Fitzpatrick has a good game against Danny Jones. You got Roethlisberger back, right?
Yeah, maybe.
With Juju, and see if those two can get it going like they did a few years ago. But this is Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Ty?
Yeah, you got to ride with Pittsburgh. There's no reason to go against him. I think Danny Dimes is going to be looking like Danny Pennies out there. He's going to struggle against that defense. I don't think he's going to do too much. He might really be at some point wearing penny loafers out there, just getting sacked over and over again.
He's going to have him on the sideline, those penny loafers when his backup's in.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And then the last one tomorrow night, Tennessee at Denver. There's been a lot of talk that Melvin Gordon isn't really looking good at practice and everything because he's having trouble adjusting to the air in Denver. Like, no joke. So Phillip Lindsay's going to start out seeing more of the carries than they wanted to, which I don't know why that's something to be upset about. Phillip Lindsay's an insanely talented running back.
Why would they even replace him?
I don't.
Try to add another running back.
I understand having like a two-headed monster back there. If Gordon can stay healthy, he might. Yeah, I don't get it really. But I think Denver wins. I think Tennessee's absurdly overrated. Tannehill's not great. Maybe worry about the Von Miller injury. They are missing Cortland Sutton, but I do like Denver to take this win and kind of shock some people with the injuries they have.
I can't see it. I'm a Cortland Sutton multi owner in big leagues. Followed him kind of closely throughout. The Gordon issue's real. The team's not good. I'm sorry. It's all on Drew Lock. Like anybody though, on their quarterback. Sure. I don't see it out of Denver personally. Missing some weapons, some new players. No Von Miller. Tennessee just runs the ball so well, and I pick against Tennessee all the time, and they screw me. I got Tennessee. Yeah, I hate Tennessee too.
That's fair.
But in this one, I have them. I think they're talented. They're a talented football team. That defense is good.
Mark, over you.
This is the one where, it makes sense with that running game with Tennessee, but I don't know. I'm thinking Denver gets this one, man. I really think that offense, a bunch of young players, I think they pull it out. I mean, I love Noah Fant. I think Noah Fant is going to be a good player. I mean, you still have Lindsey, of course. Melvin, like you said, Melvin Gordon's struggling. It's Lindsey. Lindsey's still a beast.
Yeah.
I'm going with Denver, man.
Ty?
Kev, you mentioned the effect that the mile-high air is having on Melvin Gordon. Well, guess how much of an effect it's going to have on those Tennessee Titans not being able to get acclimated quicker than normal. A lot of short travels for these teams this year. I'd like the Broncos to get this done because they're playing at home, and they're going to have the biggest home field advantage of any team this season just because of the difference in environmental conditions. And even when they go to travel, they're still used to bringing in less oxygen in their bodies. So when they're in a more oxygen-rich environment, it's going to be even more beneficial for them. So I like the Broncos.
And plus you got Tennessee moving like 2 hours over in the time zones too. So, and it's already at 10. So they're basically starting a game at 11 or midnight. I don't know math, but it's something like that.
Denver started with rookie and Jerry Jeudy and nothing behind him.
That's true. Yeah, no KJ Hamler, I don't think either.
No KJ Hamler, no Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
Bums.
Bums.
You're talking Ty B, wide receiver 2 in Denver right now.
I'm nice.
He's versatile.
Mark can attest.
He's scrappy.
Yeah.
I played every position at some point. Pretty
I mean,
much.
you're probably better than Deshaun
I even had
Hamilton.
to play
So
That's true.
you're probably
dude,
better than
I
Tim
forgot about
Patrick.
that. You got to play quarterback. That's crazy.
He's like a Taysom Hill.
And always, how about this?
Literally.
The tiebreaker. Always
I was
been a
number
bad
22.
offensive line.
Better facial
Mhm.
there, though.
Always a bad offensive line in Denver.
That's true.
And they complained about it. And my guys over there locked on Broncos.
Mhm.
Bad offensive line.
Yeah. Well, the picks that everybody's waiting for. Give our score predictions for the Bills game. I think it's going to be a 30-13 win. I don't think it's going to be in doubt. Le'Veon Bell and Jamison Crowder averaging, 4-5 yards a touch will be enough to get them in the end zone a couple times. Probably a garbage time touchdown. It's not going to be close. 30-13 Bills.
24-16 Bills. I think the Jets, sloppy day out. I think they'll be able to run it a little bit.
Mhm.
Bills' weakness, if anywhere, is stopping the run. They're going to have to play off of that. I mean, if they're throwing it, like I told the Jets, they're going to throw the ball a lot. Not going to be great.
Yeah.
If they're going to run it and find success and even pound 3 yards, 4 yards, it's going to be an interesting day. 24-16 with maybe a weird special teams play, like we mentioned on the show, fumble. But 24-16 is what I got. I'll take it to cover and go into week 2.
All right, Mark, score prediction.
Going 30-10 Bills. I don't see the Jets' offense really doing too much here, and then their defense is just atrocious. So we're going 30-10 Bills.
Ty, last pick of the show. Make it a good one.
I think this might be the Gabe Davis breakout game today.
Gabe Davis.
20-1.
Gabriel Davis
Score a
to use,
touchdown.
mister.
20-1 to score a touchdown at any point.
That's
I
it?
like Gabe Davis to score maybe two. I think he's going to get some looks in the red zone. I think the Bills are going to pull this one out. They're going to put up a little bit of numbers this year. I think Sean McDermott, Josh Allen, the rest of that offense is just tired of hearing the offense needs to do more. They need to put up more points. The defense, they talked about. Micah Hyde said they were a little frustrated.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially with what Hyde said this week.
They want to pay that defense back for everything they've done the past couple seasons for them. I like the Bills 38-10.
38-10,
Wow,
a 28-point victory.
Good
Very good for you.
Buffalo, though, right side of the line is Cody Ford at right guard, Darrell Williams at right tackle.
All right. So that's something we were hoping to follow more in training camp. We finally got some clarity on that. Yeah. Interesting. Kevin, what do you make of that? Or is that something, we want to wrap up the show quick, I want to get your thoughts. Cody Ford at right guard, are you surprised?
Yeah, a little bit. I had that combo. I wasn't sure how it would go. We talked about that with Matt Perino on the show.
We did.
We thought that was the combo. That's the one that unwrittenly was number one, just out of nowhere. When Darrell Williams was getting all the first team, beat out Brian Winters. I like Ford to guard. He's better at guard.
Yeah.
I'm glad they made that move. Now I heard all this talk about Tyne Sucky being good right tackle, probably the best guy out of camp. So some of the NFL Network guys were saying. Interesting that he's the sixth lineman in this game, but I like it. Darrell Williams could be a steal. He could be another Quentin Spain type of player that we're getting on a one-year deal who plays at all-pro level. Interested to see how that works today, but I do think the other four really solid offensive line from Morse we'll see Darrell Williams is the one I'm watching because I think Ford's going to be a better guard. Got a good Morse at center, got a good Spain at left guard, and Dawkins line all three of those are locked up. Ford's locked up too. So really your question mark is how good can Darrell Williams be? I got some high hopes there.
All right, Mark, any closing thoughts for Bills Mafia out there getting ready for the game?
Wish Epinesa was there today. Build his confidence a little bit. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis, though, Ty, I'm pumped too about him. I think he's gonna have a decent day, man. That boy is nice.
Ty, over to you. Closing thoughts.
I'm excited to see how the staff, Josh Allen, looks out there with all his new toys and weapons on offense. I think he's just going to light it up. I think we're going to see real good things, some good progression from him. And I'm going to go on a limb and say he throws for 352 yards. Right over that.
The over-under for him is like 220.5. So that's
the final question to you. Live on the show, need to start in a big money league. I have a wide receiver 3 issue. Do I start N'Keal Harry or Curtis Samuel? It's the desperation I'm in. What do I do?
I would go Curtis Samuel, I think.
Curtis Samuel. What do we got?
I think I think I'm going in Kill Harry just because
Okay.
the Patriots need to throw it to someone. He's that big first-round receiver that they went out and got. They're going to want to use him. Belichick's going to use his weapons.
Okay, Mark, we'll let you break the tie.
I'll go Curtis Samuel, man.
Let's go.
Picking Curtis Samuel on that one.
All right,
We got
we're gonna
Brock.
update this live on the show next episode.
Yeah, they have. I'm looking on Fantasy Pros right now. It's actually super funny. Experts have Curtis Samuel at the 53rd wide receiver and Kirill Harry at 55. So it's a true toss-up.
I'm gonna pick the wrong one. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, no, my buddy just went between Cooks and Sammy Watkins, and then we know how that ended up. I won't tell.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
we play a true
sorry,
12
Utley.
team deep, 12 team deep, 3-receiver league.
hmm
I have Cortland Sutton out.
hmm
I don't have much behind him, so I got it. This is what I'm dealt. This is what I'm dealt.
Yeah, I got Marlon Mack and David Montgomery starting in my guillotine, but I got Devontae Adams and Julio Jones and Josh Allen, so I think I'll make it through this week. Bills Mafia, we're here. It's finally happening. We're about 20 minutes away from kickoff. Just want to say, enjoy it.
Let's go.
Have high expectations. Be prepared for them to be met, and it's okay to feel happy. It's okay to feel sad. So just feel football. Just feel football today. And the best way you can feel football is with a good slice of Picasso's pizza in your hands. I'm going up to make mine right now. Oven's about to be preheated to 350 for 12 minutes because they shipped me some pizza here. Great friends over at Picasso's. We really appreciate them. So make sure you hook yourselves up with some Picasso's later today. We're doing some giveaways with them throughout the season. So definitely support. Guys, thank you for joining me on the pregame show here. For Mark, Kevin, Ty B, all of Trainwreck Sports, go Bills.